Hello students, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is nuclear physics. Before going into details, let us first revise the atomic structure, that is the structure of atom that we have discussed in the earlier class. What we have discussed in the earlier class, or what we got in Bohr model, that the electrons of an atom are always revolved in certain circular path around the nucleus, and the nucleus contain almost all the mass of the atom, and its size is very small. Is it okay? That means entire all the mass of the not all the mass, entire almost all the mass, maximum, that means maximum percentage of the mass of the atom is concentrated at the center, right, which is positively charged, and that is called the nucleus. And the size of the nucleus is very small, right? And around the nucleus in certain orbits the electrons are revolving, that we got from our earlier class. Now what are the particles? Now in this chapter, first of all, in this chapter we are not going to details about the electrons. Okay, we are not going to study the whole structure of the atom. What we are going to discuss, we have to pay our attention only to the central core of the atom, that is what, that is the nucleus. Okay, now why the nucleus is positively charged? This is because the nucleus contain two kind of particle which are called proton and neutron. Okay, and among the proton and neutron, proton is positively charged and the neutron is electrically neutral. Since the proton is positively charged and the neutron is electrically neutral, and the nucleus contain these two particles, that is why the nucleus is positively charged. Okay, and what is the charge of one proton? That is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. If you talk about the mass of the two particles, what is the mass of a proton and what is the mass of a neutron? That we got in our earlier class, that the mass of a proton and the mass of a neutron is almost equal, and its value is what, 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. These things we got in our earlier classes. Is it okay? Now in this chapter we are going to learn some new term. What are that? That are mass number and atomic number, first of all. So what is mass number of a nucleus? As we know that inside a nucleus we have two kind of particle that are called what? That are proton and neutron. And mass number is nothing but total number of that proton and neutron that we have inside the nucleus. Is it okay? So mass number, what is the definition of mass number? The total number of proton and neutron of a nucleus is called the mass number of the nucleus. Okay, and we know that the neutron and proton are combinedly called what? Nucleon. Okay, so mass number is nothing but the number of nucleons we have inside a nucleus of a particular atom. And what is atomic number? Atomic number is nothing but total number of proton that we have inside a nucleus. Is it okay? And what is the symbol of symbol of mass number? That is A. And what is the symbol of atomic number? That is Z. Is it okay? And a mass number is nothing but atomic number, that is the number of proton, plus n, that is the number of neutron. Is it okay? And this is how we used to write a particular nucleus. Okay, suppose X is a nucleus, right, whose atomic number is Z and the mass number is A. For example, H helium-2. What does it mean? It means 2 is the atomic number of helium and 4 is the mass number of the helium. That means the helium nucleus contain 2 proton. Okay, and the helium nucleus contain how much nucleon? That means how much number of proton and neutron overall? That is 4. Is it okay? Now, if the concept of mass number and atomic number is clear, then let us do this numerical. Let us try to solve this numerical. What are the number of proton and neutron in a nucleus of uranium-92 238? Okay, so here 92 is the atomic number of the uranium, and we know that atomic number of a nucleus is nothing but the number of proton. So the number of proton of the particular nucleus is how much? It is 92. And 238 is what? That is the mass number of this nucleus. So this mass number contain both atomic number plus number of neutron. So we have to, if we have to find the number of neutron, what we will have to do? We will have to subtract the atomic number from the mass number. That is 238 minus 92, that is 146. Okay. Now let us discuss some neutron. And what is the first one? That is isotopes. What are isotopes? The atoms of an element having same atomic number but different mass number. Okay. For example, oxygen 816, oxygen 817, oxygen 818. These three are what? These three are isotopes of oxygen. How we can say that these three are isotopes of oxygen? Because each of the nucleus is having same number of proton, or each of the nucleus is having what? Same atomic number, but what the difference we have in them? We have a difference in mass number. So the nucleus, okay, or the atoms of an element, or the nucleus of a particular element having same atomic number but different mass number is called what? Isotopes. For example, here one more, chlorine 1735, chlorine 1737. Here in both the case, chlorine 1735 and chlorine 1737 are what? These are the isotopes of chlorine. Why? Because both the nucleuses are having the same atomic number, that is 17, and they are having different mass number, that is 35 and 37. Okay. Now, what more we can say in case of isotopes? Look, oxygen 816, oxygen 817, oxygen 818. These are isotopes. They are having same atomic number but different mass number. What is the meaning of having same atomic number but different mass number? It means each of them are having same number of proton. Okay, but since their mass number is different, they are having different number of neutron. For this one, 816, oxygen 816, number of proton will be how much? That is 16 minus 8 will be 8, right? For oxygen 817, what will be the number of proton, neutron? 17 minus 8 is equal to 9. Okay. For this one, what will be the number of neutron? 18 minus 8 is equal to 10. That means these three isotopes, oxygen 816, oxygen 817, oxygen 818, are having same number of proton but different number of neutron. Right? So what conclusion we can get from here? We can say that isotopes are similar in chemical properties, but they are different in physical properties. Why? This is because since neutrons are chargeless, they could not participate in any reactions. Is it okay? Any nuclear reactions? Are you getting my point? Because they are chargeless, they are not attracted by any other charged particle. Is it okay? And that is why what we can say, since they could not participate in that kind of reactions, what we can say, they are chemically what? same, their characteristics are chemically same but physically different. This is because whenever the number of the neutron will be different for each of the isotopes, their mass will be different. Obviously the mass of oxygen 816, oxygen 817, oxygen 818 will not be same. The mass of oxygen 818 will be maximum among these three. Is it okay? So they are physically physically not identical but chemically they are identical because a chargeless particle could not participate in chemical reactions. Is it okay? Now what are isotones? Atoms whose nuclei are having same number of neutrons are called isotones. Oxygen 816, nitrogen 715, carbon 614. Now what is the number of neutron of oxygen 816? Here the number of neutron will be 8, and here for nitrogen 715 what is the number of neutron? It is also 8. For carbon 614 what is the number of neutron? That is also 8. So these three nuclei are having same number of neutrons, and the nuclei having the same number of neutrons are called isotones. Is it okay? Since they are having only same number of neutrons, right? So from the previous discussion what we can say, isotones are not identical physically as well as chemically because their atomic numbers are different. Whenever the atomic numbers will be different, the number of protons will be different. So whenever the number of protons will be different, what we can say, they are not could not be chemically similar. Okay. Now isomer. What is isomer? The atoms having same mass number but different atomic number. Right. For example, the hydrogen 13 and helium 23. Here the mass number of hydrogen 13 and helium 22 will be same, but their atomic numbers are also again different. So having different mass number, different atomic number, same mass number are called what? Isomers. Okay. And the fourth one, that is what? Mirror nuclei. Now what are mirror nuclei? If we have two nucleus, right? If we have two nucleus, suppose A and B. Suppose we have two nucleus A and B. A is having 7 proton and B is having 8 proton. Okay, proton. And A is having 8 proton neutron and B is having 7 neutron. So what we can see? See, number of proton of A will be equal to number of neutron of B. Or number of proton of B is number of neutron of B is equal to number of what I am telling you, this is B, na? So number of proton of A is equal to number of neutron of B. Number of proton of B is equal to number of neutron of A. This kind of nuclei are called what? Mirror nuclei. So what is the definition of mirror nuclei? The number of protons of another element. That means I have to write these things. Nuclei where the number of protons of one element is equal to number of proton of another element, and vice versa. For example, argon 1832, silicon 14 what you can say 32. So here for argon 1832, here the number of proton is 18. What is the number of neutron? It is obviously 14, I think, right? Here number of proton is how much? 14. What is the number of neutron? 18. So is it okay? Understood? Number of proton is equal to number of neutron. Number of proton is equal to number of neutron. These are called what? Mirror nuclei. Understood? You try to find out some more example of these isotopes, isomers, isotones, and mirror nuclei. Okay. Now what about this size of an nucleus? What information we get this size of a nucleus? Now obviously the volume of a nucleus, if we consider first of all, the volume of a nucleus will be obviously proportional to the number of number of what? This is not neutrons, it is nucleons. It should be nucleons. Okay. What is nucleons? Number of proton and neutron that we have inside a nucleus. So volume of a nucleus is obviously proportional to number of nucleons of that nucleus. More the number of nucleons, that means more the number of proton and neutron inside a nucleus, more is the volume of the nucleus. That is very common. Now if we consider the nucleus as having spherical shape, and if we consider r as the radius of the nucleus, and the nucleus is having mass number a, that means mass number a means what? The number of nucleons will be a. Then obviously 4 by 3 pi r cube, what is that? That is the volume of a sphere. In this case it is the volume of the nucleus, will be proportional to a. That is the number of nucleons that we have written at first. Volume of the nucleus is proportional to number of nucleons. What is the volume of the nucleus? 4 by 3 pi r cube, because we consider the nucleus to having spherical shape, that is proportional to a. Is it okay? Number of nucleons. So from here what we can get, because r cube will be equal to 3 by 4 pi a, and this part is a constant, right? So r is proportional to a to the power 1 by t. It is a basic numerical, basic maths. So this proportionality sign I am replacing with an equal sign, so I will have to put a constant, that is r naught. So r is equal to r naught a to the power 1 by t, where r naught is what? 1.1 into 10 to the power minus 15, right? You can say meter, and it is what? It is the range of the nuclear force. Okay, and this also known as what? Nuclear unit radius. Understood? And here we got a new unit of length. And what is the new unit of length? That is 10 to the power minus 15 meter. That is called 1 Fermi. And why we need this unit of length? This is because if we have to discuss the nuclear physics, if we have to discuss the length inside the nucleus, then length will be very, very small. Okay, to discuss that kind of length, we need a new very small unit of length, and that is what? That is 1 Fermi. 1 Fermi equal to how much? It is around 10 to the power, not around, it is equal to 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Don't forget it. Okay, understood? These things you understood? This formula is important to remember. R is equal to r naught a to the power 1 by 3. How we got, you understood? Now what is the density of nucleus? Density of the nucleus, if you write the value directly, is 2.97 into 10 to the power 17 kg per meter cube. 2.97 into 10 to the power 17 kg per meter cube. It is a very, very high density. Very, very high density. And one interesting thing is that the density of a nucleus is always independent of A. That means independent of nucleons. Whatever may be the number of nucleons, right? Whatever may be the number of nucleons, the density of the, what you can say, all kind of nucleus will be always same. The density of helium nucleus will be equal to density of iron nucleus. Density of iron nucleus will be equal to density of some other element. This is because it is independent of A. And why it is independent of A? Obviously we know if we have to find the density of nucleus, it will be equal to mass of the nucleus divided by volume of the nucleus. Now how we can find out the mass of the nucleus? As we know, the mass of the proton and neutron is same, and it is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. And inside the nucleus we have only proton and neutron, and the total number of proton and neutron inside the nucleus is represented with the help of A, right? So A means total number of proton and neutron that we have inside the nucleus. If we multiply A with 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg, that is the mass of one nucleon, then obviously it will give you the mass of overall nucleus. Is it okay? And divided by volume. How we can find out the volume? 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3 pi r cube, that is the volume, right? And in place of r, what we can put? R naught a to the power 1 by 3, right? That is why I am writing in place of r naught 4 by 3 pi r cube. Na? In place of r, what I am writing? R naught a 1 by 3 whole thing cube, right? And that is here 1 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg divided by 4 by 3 pi. R naught, the value is what? 1.1 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter, right? That we got. In place of r naught 1.1 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter whole cube. A to the power 1 by 3 whole cube is A. Is it okay? So this A and this A will get cancelled. So whatever is left, that is a constant, and the value we will got is 2.97 into 10 to the power 17 kg per meter cube. That is what? That is the density of the nucleus, which is very, very high.